Guys, good morning. It's Becky Bamboo. Today is Wednesday, March the 2nd, 2011. I wanted to do a video to update you guys on how my interview went yesterday and to update you on some other happenings and things. So let me talk about the interview first. The interview went really well, way better than I had kind of anticipated it going. And you know, I think that once I was able to talk to people, I realized that some of these people do understand that this turmoil in my past work history is a long time ago. We're talking like, you know, stuff happened 7 years ago. So I really think that they're seeing, well, I was able to turn the focus from that and direct their attention to what I'd been doing in the last 3 years in my last job. I was able to kind of get off that topic of the old stuff and gear them towards what I'd been doing. And I think that's going to be the key for a lot of interviews, is to really try to veer their attention off of the old stuff and always come back to like, well, you know, but this is what I've been doing now. And so anyway, I think that it went really well. I think the interview was just right at an hour long. And I have to say that I do think that they want to offer me something, but unfortunately they don't have anything full-time, and their part-time is like extremely part-time. Like they can't even guarantee 20 hours of work. It would vary from maybe 5 hours a week anywhere to 20. So crunching the numbers told me that I actually would take a pay cut from what I make on my unemployment to take this job, and that's not acceptable because there's a lot of expense involved with this job. It's lots of gas money, it's lots of wear and tear on my car, it's buying uniforms and everything else, and I can't afford to take a pay cut and have expenses on top of it and still have no benefits that I have to pay out of pocket for. I essentially would be making no money. So anyway, I'm not going to be able to take the job. I'm going to have to pass on it. And, you know, if I was further down in my unemployment where I knew, like, okay, my benefits are going to run out in the next however many months, maybe I'll just take this, I would feel a lot different. But, you know, I'm still very early on. I still have expectations that something's going to come along in some form when it's right. And that's what I'm banking on. So I'm putting all my eggs in one basket, and I'm not willing to take the risk with this. The deal is this company is brand new. They only have 7 patients right now that they're taking care of. They're hoping to grow, and they want to hire somebody who's willing to basically do the bitch work until they grow enough that they can offer them something more substantial. But there's no guarantee they're going to grow. So this is a very risky venture to take. If it goes well, then it's going to be, you know, a good career move. But if it goes poorly, then I'm going to be right back where I started, and my unemployment money would be even less than it is now because it's based on what your salary has been over the previous quarters. And taking a big salary cut would drastically reduce what I get in unemployment. So anyway, basically the bottom line is I'm not willing to play this game. I'm not willing to, if I knew it's like, you know, in 6 months I'm going to be full-time, I would play the game. But with no guarantee of hours, no guarantee of full-time work ever, no guarantee of benefits ever, I just can't go down that road. So that's it about the job. I mean, it was a very frustrating situation because I did like the people, and I do think they liked me, and I do think they were very interested in me based on how the interview went, and which is good news for me because that means the interview went really well. But frustrating that it's not more like what I am about suits their needs really well, but what they're about doesn't really suit my needs. So it's not, you know, a balance, and that's not really going to work. Okay, so anyway, while I was thinking about job interview questions I've been asked in the past, I realized one thing that I always get asked about is like, tell me about your family. Are you married? Do you have kids? Where do you live? Things along those lines. And so I was thinking yesterday, and all of a sudden I realized that it was March 1st. March 1st just so happened to be the anniversary of when my husband and I started dating. We have now been dating or been married a total of 8 years. And it's crazy to me. 8 years with this man. It doesn't seem possible. And I feel like I've lost some years in there. And so it feels like even less time that I've known him. But I know him really, really well. And it's kind of fun. So something funny happened. He came home from work and he brought these. Aren't they so pretty? They're white roses and they have hot pink tips on them. And they smell wonderful. And I thought he remembered the anniversary. So I was like, oh, you remembered. And he's like, remembered? I'm like, okay, well, first of all, what are the flowers for? He's like, well, the flowers are just for me to say I love you and that I think you're working hard at trying to get a good job and that I know today was frustrating for you because you had higher expectations, but to let you know that it's all going to be okay and that, you know, you're doing what you can do and that's all that you can do. And I was like, oh, I'm like, well, that's really nice. And then he's like, but what did I forget? So I said, well, it's March 1st. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, no, but it's March 1st. And he's like, oh, wow, 8 years? And I'm like, yeah. So he said, well, yeah, the flowers are like partly for that. I'm like, whatever. You're such a guy trying to like combine it now, but that's fine. Anyway, it was nice to get flowers, just to get flowers. And it made it even sweeter that it happened to be on our like anniversary. It's so weird when you get married and you've been with somebody a long time. Jared and I dated 6.5 years before we got married. We've celebrated March 1st as our anniversary more than we've celebrated October 17th. So March 1st still has a place in my heart as being our anniversary. And so it was kind of fun. We kind of just decided to celebrate a little bit last night. And I did make a video just because we were enjoying our time together. And, you know, I just like a reason to celebrate, basically. I like to celebrate anything anymore. So it was just, we had a really good time. And so yeah, that was kind of fun and exciting. The other thing is, those of you on Facebook have already seen this and you'd already seen the flowers because I had posted pictures yesterday. But I know there's plenty of you who watch me who don't have Facebook or not my Facebook friends. And I like to be equal. So I wanted to show you my flowers. And then I finally figured out how to make a side-by-side photo. It's only taken me like, I don't know, 5 months or something of playing around with this photo program. But I finally was able to accomplish this. And I took new photos yesterday. I took new photos because I was feeling good about myself and because I realized I've hit this 150-pound threshold. It's really time to take pictures because this is kind of a big milestone. I think that the next big milestone for me in my mind is 200 pounds. I mean, obviously there's a lot of weight to lose until I reach that. But when I hit that, I'm going to be like a breath away from my goal. So I wanted to have pictures at this big milestone. And they blow me away. And I'm going to attach them at the end of this video. But I wanted to talk about the pictures because I want to encourage you, those of you who do make videos but maybe don't take pictures, to do both. The videos are great, and I love looking back at my old videos and seeing what my thought process was and what I was feeling and things along those lines. But, you know, you see from here up. You don't get to see your full body, and you don't get to see it side by side with what you are now to what you were then. And pictures really do that. So my encouragement, and I know I've mentioned it before, but take lots of pictures along the way. This is advice that I got from Yehuda, who gave me the advice very early on and said, you know, it's hard to process the changes your body goes through mentally, and, you know, having lots of pictures to look at will help. And he was really, really right. I have taken enough pictures that I can look at where I started, where I was here, where I was here, where I was here, where I was here, where I am now. And what it has done for me, and I can tell you, is even at 100 pounds lost, I still identified myself with the person in the first picture, the before picture, the 424-pound me. That's still what I saw in the mirror. That's still what I saw in photographs. That's just how I looked at myself. But over the last few months, I've really been able to gain a new appreciation for the smaller me. I now see this face in the mirror and I identify with this face, not the face that I had at 424. I identify with this body, the collarbones, the smaller waistline, the, more athletic build. And this is more what I identify with now. So in my mind, I'm starting to see myself as a size 20, not as a size 32. And I think that's a good thing because after all, I'm a size 20, not a size 32. And I think that helps my confidence a lot. I think it helps me to understand where I'm at and exactly how far I've come. I mean, it really starts to settle in, like how far you have come in this journey. And this is an accomplishment. I mean, this is something to be proud of and show off. There's no reason to hide. I mean, so what? I had surgery. The surgery helped me learn how to live the way that I should have been able to live my whole life. The surgery has helped me, given me a tool to a better me. And I'm not ashamed of it, and I'm not going to hide it. I'm just not going to. And you guys know I've been very open with my whole surgical process, and everything from good to bad to ugly, I have shared with you guys. I mean, I don't hold anything back. If anybody had any questions, I would be happy to answer them. I mean, I can think I've talked about almost every topic there is except for maybe sex. That's the only thing I haven't really mentioned. And if somebody wanted to know what my sex life is now versus then, I would totally talk about it. It's just not something that I think about regularly, but has it changed by leaps and bounds? I will tell you that. So, taking the pictures are really, really important. And I want to encourage you guys to, especially, new people starting out, don't rely strictly on the videos. They're awesome. They're wonderful. I want to see you guys making them, but at the same time, for yourself, even if you don't want to put those pictures up on Facebook or on YouTube or wherever, have them for yourself to look at because it's really that important. But I share them. I just share them. It was hard for me to post that picture of me at 424 pounds looking a hot mess, but I did it because I felt like it was important, and I knew down the road I would be glad I did, and I really am at that point. I really am glad that it's there and that I can look at it and I can go, oh my God, I don't ever want to be that again. That's what it is for me more than anything. It's a good reminder of what that hellacious life was like, and a good reminder that I don't want to go there, and I'm not going to eat that shit because I don't want to go there again. I'm going to do what I need to do to stay this way and to get smaller and to reach my goal and things like that. So anyway, that's where I'm at, and I'm going to tack the pictures on at the end. So I hope you guys are all doing really wonderful. Thank you so much for all the support you've given me with this job thing, both on Facebook and YouTube. I can't say thank you enough. It really has helped my confidence, and you've pointed me in the right direction, and that's all wonderful, grateful things from me. So anyway, have a great day, and I'm sure I'll check in later on. I love you guys. Mwah. Bye.